Hi there, I'm Kathleen Jasper, and today we're talking about phonemic awareness and how it can impact reading comprehension and how important it is to teach this skill explicitly and systematically in the reading classroom. Let's get started. All right, so today I'm going to be discussing phonemic awareness, and this is a foundational reading skill that is part of the Fab Five of reading. So in 2000, a bunch of reading researchers came up with the Fab Five of reading, and these skills include phonemic awareness, phonics, fluency, vocabulary, and the fifth is comprehension. Now, those skills are taught in order, phonemic awareness being the most foundational or the first skill, and comprehension being the highest skill. We know that comprehension is that critical thinking, higher order thinking skill. When we're reading bits of long text on a page, we can understand it. We can form pictures in our mind. We can predict. We can anticipate what's going to happen. All of that happens at a high level. But before we can get to comprehension, we have to start with the very first skills, and those have to do with the sounds only in words. Now, I just published a few videos on phonemic and phonological awareness, and I'll link them up here. But phonemic awareness has to do with the individual sounds in words. Phonemes are units of sounds in words. So phonemic awareness is understanding and being able to manipulate those individual sounds in words. So I'm going to give you a very simple example so that you can understand what I'm talking about and what it might look like in the classroom. So at the very beginning stages of reading, probably in preschool and kindergarten, we would talk about sounds in words. So I might say, students, let's say bat. And the students would say bat. And I would say, how many sounds in the word bat? And they might go, b-at. Okay. The individual sounds, the phonemes, there are three, b-at. Notice that I didn't say b-a-t. Instead, I said the sounds, b-at. Okay. It's very different. We are not looking at the word. You can do phonemic awareness in the dark, meaning you do not have to see the word. You do not have to understand what letter is by another letter to figure out the sound it makes. That's phonics. When you're looking at the word, you are using letter sound correspondence. You have to look at the letter to figure out the sound. That's a step above. Phonemic awareness, we're just focusing on the sound. So I say the word bat. They say bat. I say how many sounds? They go b-at, 3 sounds. Now I might bump the level up. Here's where the systematic approach comes in. So I might say, okay, now say the word bat and tell me what the beginning sound in bat is. And they might go buh. And I might say, okay, great. Say the ending sound in the word bat. And they would go t. And then I might say the middle sound in the word bat. And they would say, ah. This is phoneme isolation. And it's a little bit more nuanced than just counting the number of phonemes. Now I have to sort of locate the phoneme. The first ones are the beginning and ending sounds, the b and the t. Identifying beginning and ending sounds are actually a little bit easier than identifying a medial sound, the ah. The middle of the word gets a little bit more complicated than the beginning and the ending. So even that little skill I did in a systematic manner. Notice I started with the beginning and endings, the b and the t. And then I went to the medial sound or the middle sound with the ah. Okay. Again, systematic. We're doing systematic instruction here. Now that they've understood that, and we've gone through that a few times, now I say, okay, students, say the word bat, and they say bat, and I say the word bat without the b sound. And they go, at. That's a deletion exercise, and I just deleted a beginning sound. A little bit harder than locating sounds, because I have to locate it, then take it off, right? So it's kind of 2 skills. And in this case, I've taken off the beginning sound. But if I said, say the word bat, say the word bat, and I said, say the word bat without the ah sound, they would go, but, right? So we deleted a middle sound. We're just manipulating words in different ways to get students to understand all the different words, but deleting that middle sound is a little bit harder. Now let's bump it up a level. All right, students, say the word bat, bat, say the word bat, bat, say the word bat, and substitute the B sound or change out the B sound with a K sound. And they say cat. Now, that's a little bit more nuanced than just deleting a sound, because in this case, I had to locate the sound, the B sound at the beginning, and then I had to delete that sound, and then I had to switch it out with another sound. Notice we're getting much more difficult in terms of skills. That's at the higher end of the continuum. We are moving through a continuum. We started with identifying the sounds, isolating the sounds, deleting the sounds, switching out the sounds or substituting the sounds. And now we're into manipulation. Now, even harder. Say the word bat, bat, say the word bat, bat, say the word bat, but change out the A sound with an I sound. And they would say bit. Now we have switched out a medial sound, much more difficult. Now, why does this matter? Why would we do this? Why would we sit around and mess around with sounds and words when a lot of people think we should just be jumping in and looking at words and trying to figure them out? Research shows that when we slow down and focus on the sounds only and really hit this step explicitly, meaning we're teaching it in isolation, we're focusing on phonemic awareness, we are setting students up better or more effectively for phonics, which comes next, which is looking at a word and then identifying a sound based on the letter sound correspondence or phoneme grapheme correspondence. But that's phonics. That comes after phonemic awareness. So it's very important that we start off with this base, this foundational skills, so we can move students through the subsequent skills. Now, on your teacher certification exam, it's going to probably talk about, a sounds only in a question. And if it sounds only, it's either phonemic or phonological awareness. Now, I've talked about this before. Phonemic awareness, like we just did in our exercises, those are individual sounds. Phonological awareness are bigger sounds in words, understanding bigger sounds in words. So, for example, if we were breaking up the word by onset and rhyme, so in the word track, the onset would be ter, the rhyme would be ack. Bigger sounds. If I were breaking it up by phonemic awareness, it would be t, ack, right? Because we would do individual phonemes for phonemic awareness. Phonological is bigger sounds. The reason why today we're focusing on phonemic awareness, because it is part of that Fab Five of reading, and it's a little bit more of a nuanced skill. It's slightly more difficult, arguably, than phonological awareness. Phonological awareness, you break up by bigger sounds. Phonemic awareness, you have to identify those tiny sounds in words. And many teachers believe that it is a more difficult skill. But both phonemic and phonological awareness are sounds only. You do not look at the paper. You do not have to, identify letters and assign a sound. It is only by what we just did. Say the word bat, bat. And why do I have them repeat it back to me like that? It just gets them into saying the word so they can hear the sounds. If I just said to a student, say the word bat without the B sound, they might have to kind of say it in their head. If we say the word bat, and they say bat, and I say the word bat, and they say bat, it kind of warms them up and they're hearing those sounds in the words. It kind of sets them up for success. So a lot of times teachers will do that echo back and forth or that call and response, and then give that next command, which is, say it without the B sound or add a I for the sound, that kind of thing. So it just kind of sets them up for understanding the sounds and the words a little bit better. That's why we repeat it. Now, how this leads to comprehension is because it is a foundational skill. And over the years, research has found that when you stop and you really focus on the sounds only, you're setting students up for success. Back when I was in school, we went really straight into phonics. I mean, we did a little bit of sounds, but we weren't taught phonemic awareness explicitly and systematically like that. At least I don't remember saying those sounds over and over again and manipulating words. We did a little bit, but now they really focus on this and spend a lot of time on it because it does set students up for success. There was kind of a whole language approach not that long ago where some researchers felt that just get students into books and have them start reading, and the phonics and the phonological awareness and the fluency and all of that will come. We found that not to be true through research. We found that phonemic awareness and phonological awareness taught in isolation is very effective. Teaching phonics next in a continuum and then systematically and explicitly is very effective. Moving on to fluency, notice there's a system: phonemic awareness, then phonics, then fluency. Fluency is reading strings of words or sentences or even passages, right? Then vocabulary, where we understand meaning a little bit more. And then the ultimate, the essence of reading, which is comprehension. So think of it as steps in a process, and phonemic awareness is that beginning step. And without the beginning step, you can't get to the next step, and you won't get to the next step and the next step. You've got to start with that foundation. And on your reading certification exams, they hammer this because they want their teachers to understand the importance of the foundational skills of reading. On any elementary ed exam, preschool exam, pre-K through third, any teaching reading, any English exam, even some of the middle and high schools even have some questions on phonemic and phonological awareness, because when we're teaching students this, it's very important. In middle school, you might have ELLs who, yes, are in middle school, but if they're learning a new language, we have to teach them phonemic and phonological awareness in English, right? Because it's different. So these skills are ones that we have to constantly fix up, go back, rework. And if you have ELLs or English language learners or students who struggle, these are the types of skills we have to reinforce in order for students to be successful in the ultimate essence of reading, which is comprehension. All right, let me show you where to get some of our products. If you are working on your teacher certification exam and you're kind of confused about phonemic and phonological awareness and all of that, I have lots of resources for you. So this is my website, KathleenJasper.com, and you can see that I have a lot of study guides, online courses, and even audio courses. So if you are studying for any certification exam, you can check out our study guides here. For the teaching reading, which is where a lot of these concepts show up, we have 2 books for that. This is the elementary and this is the K-12. Let's just hop over to 5205. This is the most common reading exam that people take. But if you're taking the 190, the Pearson Foundations of Reading, or the STR, this book will help you. I also have an audio course here that pairs really well with the study guide. Now, when you buy from us, it's a digital study guide. It gets sent to you in your email, and you can grab this audio course to go with it as a bundle, and you can get a discount. But if you prefer a physical copy, you can always hop over here to Amazon, and you can see we have tons of 5-star ratings. And this is where you would get the physical book. I recommend getting it new, because if you buy a used one on Amazon, there's going to be writing in it. And if you want a physical book, you probably want to write in it yourself. So it's important that you get the new one if that's what you want to do. Now, besides the book, we also have an online course. And for the online course, it comes with everything. You can see that here it's $75, but you get the digital study guide, the full study guide, and the complete online course. And you can use that as an audio course. And then, of course, you might be taking the elementary ed and you need the 5002, which is the reading portion, or you might be trying to pass the 7002. We just got this program, the 7001, and we do have the 7002, which is right here. And you can see that you can get the reading section here. This is teaching reading. The 7002 is a brand new test. And it's basically the teaching reading stuck in the front of the elementary ed. That's all they did. They changed the 5001 to the 7001. And all they did was change out the reading and language arts and turned it into teaching reading, which is more explicit in those foundational reading skills, what we talked about today. So, and I have online courses for the 7002 and the 7001. I have courses for all of them. Feel free to check out my website and explore the resources you need. Link is in the description. All right, so remember that for your teacher certification exam. And also remember, if in the classroom, don't skimp on those sounds-only activities in phonemic awareness and subsequently phonological awareness. Make sure you understand this is part of the Fab 5 of reading, a very important skill in helping students be successful in their reading comprehension. And if you have any questions, go ahead and throw them in the comments below. It will be my pleasure to help. And consider subscribing to this YouTube channel and liking this video. Thank you so much and have a great day.